Yo, shalom. Good evening. I'll say good evening. Man, I'm tripping. I don't know what's going on. Good morning. Grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Today we are going into Psalm chapter 48, giving an understanding, the breakdown of what God is really trying to tell us in the book of Psalms, which we know David sang most of those. And a lot of times people will think Psalms is all about sunshines, rainbows, and Christianity. Mm-mm. The book of Psalms is about the deliverance of us and the destruction of our enemies. That's what you're going to primarily see in there. It is the anti-coon book. That's what that book is. So for everybody who wants to know, you don't want to really understand what the book of Psalms is talking about, go ahead, tune into the lessons, and the things that you don't get, you will see. And it also tells us a lot of things that are deeper meanings that we don't understand. And he's just trying to show us that this stuff that's written all throughout the Bible. And if you don't read the whole Bible, you're not going to understand most of the Psalms because you're going to think it's, like I said, sunshine and rainbows, especially if you just pick and choose what you want out of it. But anyways, let me go ahead and get shout out to who's in the lesson. How you doing, Sarah? Good morning. Grace and peace be with you. Brother DeCarry, shalom, shalom. Good morning to you. Hopefully all is going good with you. Glad to see y'all in the building. Today, like I said, we're gonna go into Psalm 48. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and get to Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. And we'll start this off. We will start this off. Hey, and so far, if your morning's going good, put a 1 in the chat. And if you want it to be better, put a 2. They said I have a lot going on. So Matthew chapter 26, verse 6 is where we will start off. Matthew chapter 26, verse 6. Now, when Jesus was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? She hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she poured this, for me you have not always. For in that she poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman have done be told for a memorial of her. So whenever we bring out the true gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel is spoken to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. The gospel is telling us to obey the law, statute, commandments. The gospel is telling us that we are his chosen people. And I say the we, I'm talking about those people that were enslaved, that were carried over the waters in the transatlantic slave trade, that were carried over waters in the time of the Romans. And also not just transatlantic. There were a lot of people that was carried over to Asia, people that's carried over to the Arabian nations, people that were carried over into Europe. We was taken all over the planet. Why? Because God said he will scatter us all over the globe, and all the nations sold the Israelites for merchandise. If you don't believe it, read 1 Maccabees 3. It'll tell you more about it. But anyways, let's get ready to dive into it. Psalm chapter 48, verse 1. Psalm chapter 48, verse. Whenever we preach this gospel, I'm tripping. To these people, those people that I say were scattered, that were given over to the hand of the enemies, we're always going to remember the woman that put the ointment on the body of our Messiah, Jesus the Christ. All right, so let's go. Psalm chapter 48, verse 1. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised in the city of our God, in the mountain of his holiness. So again, it's just first giving props to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Showing him that reverence, that respect by the word of our lips. We talked about the praise of our lips the other day. So same thing. Great is our God, and he's greatly to be praised. And he says in the mountain of his holiness, where is that? In his home, where he is. The place that you will be happy. You'll be glad that we have received another day. Hey, Brother DeCurry said, hey, he said, I was glad this morning. He said 1, 1, 1, 1. Then he said 2. He said, it still can be better, which means, hey, you're in good spirits, but the day can be better. And when you know you're in good spirits, it's because you know that great is the Lord, that is greatly to be praised. So you're still appreciative of what you have. So I'll praise the Most High. Verse 2, beautiful for a situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion on the sides of the north, the city of the great king. Again, the city of the great king is telling you right there, Mount Zion. Mount Zion is where? Let's go ahead and look. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 1. For anybody may be wondering, what's Mount Zion? 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 1. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel, the heads of the tribes, the chief of the fathers of the children of Israel, unto King Solomon in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the city of David, which is Zion. So, where is Zion? The city of David. What city of David? Jerusalem, the home of the children of Judah. All right, let's read on. Verse 3. God is known in her palaces for a refuge. And God, what is the Most High known? Known for a place of safety, place of comfort. Okay, place not of distress, but a place of comfort and safety. All right, verse 4. For lo, the kings were assembled. They passed by together. They saw it, and so they marveled. They were troubled and hasted away. And it says the kings were assembled. The other nations, they came by, they saw it. He said they were amazed. When they marveled, they amazed. They're like, oh my God, look at that city. Beautiful city sitting up on a hill. They're untouchable. Those people are strong. Those people have got to be the people of the Most High. They are sent directly from God. They got to be the children of God. And when you look at us and you see how we carry on and you notice our wisdom, it's like, oh yeah, they're definitely straight from God because they have all the perks of the Most High. Verse 5. I'm off. And then it says, let me read on. And it said, not read on, let me explain a little more. And he says, they hasted away. They were troubled and hasted away. What does that mean? It means that things they saw it and it was like, oh my gosh, they're great people, but we can never measure up to those people. We can never stack up to them. Those people on that mount, those people are truly the gods of the earth. All right. And he says, and they hasted away. They're like, let's hurry up and get away from because we can't touch those people. And if we bother those people might come and destroy us. They might come wipe us out. Verse 6. Fear took hold upon them there, and pain as a woman in travail. So he said they were afraid, they were scared, and they felt like a lady in labor. You know what I'm saying? It's like a woman about to have a baby. They was terrified and they felt pain. Verse 8. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our God. God will establish it forever. And they say he'll establish that city forever, that place in the mountain of the holiness, that beautiful city, that amazing city, that untouchable city, that fortress. Everybody's going to see it. And he says they're going to marvel at it, and then they understand that God will establish it forever, meaning it can never be overthrown. That kingdom can never be touched. Verse 9, we have thought of thy loving kindness, O God, in the midst of thy temple. According to thy name, O God, so is thy praise unto the ends of the earth. Thy right hand is full of righteousness. Who is his right hand? Jesus the Christ. And what is he full of? Goodness, holiness. He's full of righteousness. Everything he does is good. Everything he does is correct according to the Most High. All right. Hold on, let me get that. And Sean said, what was the Ark of the Covenant again? The Ark of the Covenant, it had let me go ahead and explain. I'm gonna go ahead and read Deuteronomy 31:26. We had built it and we put like certain things inside it, like Moses' staff. Matter of fact, let's just get this. I'm gonna read Deuteronomy 31. I think 24 starts talking about it. It's been a while since I read this, so here we go. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 25, that Moses commanded the Levites, which bear the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord. So the Levites would carry the Ark of the Covenant because nobody else could. Anybody else carried it? We remember the man that was with David. Man of Judah touched the Ark of the Covenant and he died. So he says he commanded the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord, saying, take this book of the law and put it in the side of the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. And now, if you read on this another spot where it talks about Moses' staff was in there, and there was the 10 commandments. So 10 commandments, which is the book of the law, Moses' staff, it was something else in there, but it was just basically where our holiest things were. And we carried that Ark of the Covenant, and it was like the place where God's presence was. It talks about it also in Exodus. I can't remember exactly where. It might be 25 or 26 where we built the Ark of the Covenant. And and Bezalel built it. It had to be built in a certain fashion. It had to be exactly the way God wanted it. And if it wasn't, then yeah. In fact, let me see if I can find it. There's tabernacle. Let me see, 25. Let me see. Yes, I'll find it later. But yeah, so that was the ark. And it had all the, like I said, I had all the holy vessels and things in there that God thought was beautiful and great. And he put it inside it. It actually might be 31. Let me jump down. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it because now I'm curious to remember exactly which chapter they built it in Exodus. Because 25 where he started building things, and then Bezalel was told to do all these things. But let's go on. Psalm chapter 49, verse 11. Let Mount Zion rejoice. Let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. And again, the daughters of Judah is referring to all the people of Judah. It ain't just talking about the women. Now, of course, we know that, God refers to us as daughters. And he says, let the mountain rejoice, let the daughters of Judah be glad because of thy judgments. Why are we glad? We're glad because we have the law, statutes, and commandments. We're glad because we appreciate that God gave us the perfect way of life. He gave us direction. He didn't give anybody else direction. He didn't give anybody else protection but us. He told us, hey, watch out. Those things right there can hurt you. He didn't tell to other people. He just let other people just find out. He let them, what did he say? F around and find out. He let everybody else F around and find out. We didn't have to do that. He told us, hey, that is dangerous. Don't go over there. He said, that's good for you. You can have that. Do this right here. Here's how you live your life. X, Y, and Z. He loved us so much that he gave us guidance. He loved us so much that he brought us inside his home and gave us his rules. This is what we got to understand is why it's so beautiful to have the commandments. Why it's so beautiful to be of the children of Israel, because he actually gave us an instruction manual. He gave us a strategy guide to life. Everybody else just got to find out how to beat the game. We know exactly how to beat the game. And the crazy thing about it is, even if they go through the whole game finding out how to do stuff, guess what happens? They still can't beat the game, because at the end of the game, there's a special key you got put in and twist, and they don't have that key. We have the key, and the key is only given to the Israelites. Everybody else is just assed out. Oh, well. Psalm chapter 48, verse 12. Walk about Zion and go round about her. Tell the towers thereof. And then he says, tell the towers thereof, meaning show the towers, reveal it to everybody. Let everybody see. You know what I'm saying? It says, walk around it. You basically check out the place. Verse 13, mark ye well her bulwarks, consider her palaces, that ye may tell it to the generation following. And he's also saying, now he's saying, tell it, like express it, tell everybody what it is, tell everybody about those things right there. Now he says, look at the palaces. My fault. And he says, consider her palaces. And the bulwarks is just another name for a wall. So the wall is just what's going to protect the city. So he says, mark ye well her bulwarks. And basically, here's a show how big the walls are, show how far they stretch out, how thick they are, which you do see when you go into Revelation 21. You'll actually get to see the explanation of what Jerusalem is going to look like in the end. All right. And he says, tell it to the generation following. Let them know how beautiful our city is, how protected we'll be in those great palace walls. Yeah, everything's gonna be great. Verse 14, for this God is our God forever and ever. He will be our guide even unto death. Now, our God is our guide. I want y'all to understand that. You have a God, but he is our guide. He is our director. He is our leader. He is our shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want, aka lack. He leads us the way. He shows us everything. The greatest thing about having God, again, is being led, having his guidance. If you don't appreciate having his guidance, it's because you don't appreciate having good character. You don't appreciate having good character. You don't deserve to live in utopia. You don't deserve to be in the kingdom where you have no more crime, no more death, children enjoying their lives forever. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve that. You know why? Because you don't appreciate being led. If you don't appreciate being led or being told what to do, then that means you are that prideful, evil person that is going to be that man that leads himself. As he says, a way it seems right to a man, and the end thereof leads to death. You should be appreciative and thankful that you got a God telling you exactly what you got to do to have a perfect, beautiful life. So pray everybody gain some understanding from that. This is concludes Psalm chapter 48. Yeah, and next up will be 49. So we'll continue on the series. Pray everybody's, like I said, gain some understanding. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all, Israel. Grace and peace be unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Shalom.